Welcome back, everyone. Well, we know that Groundhog Day, it's based on lots of legends and stories passed down through the ages.
But there is some science behind Punxsutawney seeing his shadow.
So this morning, we are joined by Pammy Price and Alex Garrigan with the Albany Pine Bush to explain more to us. Thank you both for joining.
Welcome.
Hi,
Good morning.
Happy Groundhog Day. You both are here on a very natural nature day, I guess you could say. Can you give us a little backstory on the history of Punxsutawney Phil and Groundhog Day?
Sure. So Groundhog Day started out in Europe as Candlemas Day, and it was a day that clergy blessed candles. It was halfway between the winter solstice and the spring equinox, and it was to keep the light during the winter months. So then when they moved over to from Europe to the United States, they needed something to keep that going, and so they changed from the European hedgehog, which used to see his shadow, to the groundhog, and that's where Punxsutawney Phil started out, because it was the Germans that settled in Pennsylvania. But now we have these groundhogs all over. There's 5 in New York.
Right, and there's some in Woodstock, Illinois, which is where the Groundhog Day film was shot as well. So they're all over the country. Each little region can claim their own groundhog. We have a hidden gem here in Albany. Do groundhogs live at the Albany Pine Bush?
I'm dying to know this question. Do we have groundhogs in New York?
We do. So groundhogs are actually New York State's largest native squirrel.
Oh,
No.
how about that?
They're considered a squirrel?
So they are considered a squirrel. They even climb trees, if you can believe that.
What?
Wow.
You're blowing my mind
Oh,
right
yeah.
now. They climb trees?
Yep, so they'll climb trees. They'll eat berries and bugs up there. They even swim sometimes, but spend most of their time in their burrows underground.
Yeah, that's where Phil was this morning.
He was, that makes sense. And is there a difference between a woodchuck and a groundhog, or are they the same thing?
They are the same animal, 2 different names.
Interesting. What other animals can you find at the Albany Pine Bush?
So at the Pine Bush, of course, we've got the Cardinal blue butterfly. We've got blue jays that are out this time of the year, coyotes, and deer.
And if someone wants to go visit, it's a huge preserve. I mean, it's over 3,000 acres, and it's in between the Catskill area and the Adirondack Mountains. I mean, it's spanning a huge area. Do you have a suggestion for where people should start?
So our Discovery Center on New Carner Road is the best place to get your first experience at the Pine Bush. You can come in, explore the Discovery Center, meet some of the staff, and head out on some trails.
And it's not just a warm time of the year to head to the Pine Bush. Come to the winter. What can people do in the wintertime besides see the animals?
Sure. So we have a lot of stuff going on in the winter. We have our Discover the Night series coming up for spring break, and we have all sorts of stuff going on during that week. We have things that you can look at online, or we have things you can come into the Discovery Center. We have a lot of programs coming up, a snowshoe hike. We have Night at the Discovery Center, where all of the exhibits come to life.
Oh, wait, like a night at the museum situation for families and kids?
Exactly.
How does that work?
So there'll be staff and volunteers that will bring the exhibits to life. We'll have all sorts of different interactive things that you can do, night hikes, things like that. We'll have the fire truck will be there, I believe.
Oh, okay.
Nice.
We have a Cunning Coyote program coming up, a Discover the Pine Bush Carner Barrens walk, snowshoe hike, did I say that one?
Let's stress that one.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff coming up.
Yeah, right.
We have
We'll try to keep it around. Yeah.
for the 5 minutes, we're hoping to get people out there.
If people want more information about some of the upcoming events and Discover the Night, where can they get that information?
Sure. So all of that information and more can be found on the Albany Pine Bush website, albanypinebush.org. Our calendar is there. We have an ability to sign up through our website for these programs too.
Alex, Pammy,
Amazing.
thank you so much for coming here on Groundhog Day, teaching us a little more about the backstory and then obviously all the great things going on.
Thanks for having us.
Yes.